full breaths. Taking the time to create space on your mat for our practice today. Put your arms out nice and long in front of you, lifting your elbows up off the mat, tension your hips, lifting your head for a moment as you walk your hands to the right, probably off of your mat, and take your left hand, lift it up and reach and place it on top of your right hand. Lift your belly and your chest, lay it down on your right thigh, and then let the head be heavy here. As you reach to the right with your fingers, reach to the left with your hip, your left hip. For those of you joining on Zoom, we are in child's pose, working on a side stretch, child's pose. And then lifting up onto the fingertips once again, lifting the head, walking through center with the hands to the left, off the mat, right hand on top of left, belly and chest on the left side, and then let the head be heavy. And as you reach to the left, take that right hip and push it off to the right. Tap into that breath, nice full inhales and exhales. Now walk your hands back through center. Inhale yourself up to tabletop, neutral spine. Exhale, cat, rounding the back, tucking the chin and tail. Inhale, sag the belly, broaden the chest, push the tail back. Move through some cat and cows, using your own breath, and then finding that full range of motion after a few breaths. So starting maybe a little shallower, slowly moving to a more full cat-cow range of motion. Do one more of each. And then you're gonna pause at the neutral spine. Take your right hand, lift it up, look up, reach up. Exhale, thread the needle. We're gonna keep this dynamic. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, thread the needle. One more time. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, thread the needle this time. Let the hand, the shoulder, the temple come down. Find that nice opening through the back of the shoulder. Keep those breaths nice and big, nice and full. And then push firmly through the left hand. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, bring your hand down to the mat. Switch sides. Inhale, left arm up, look up. Exhale, thread the needle. Look and follow with your eyes. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale. One more. Inhale, look up. And exhale, thread the needle. Let the hand, shoulder, temple come down onto the mat. Getting that nice opening through the back of the shoulder. And then firmly through the hand on the ground, look up, reach up, and hand back down to the mat. Okay, tuck toes, lift the knees, And take little baby steps so that your feet end right behind your hands. Nice bend through the knees. Let your head be heavy. Find ragdoll here. Let the head be nice and heavy. Grab opposite elbows. Your knees should be bent so much so that your chest and your belly can kind of rest down on your thighs. Good. And then let your body kind of sway from side to side. A little bit of rotation over the feet. Tuck the chin just a little bit so that you can let that head be heavy. Breathe here. Good. All right, release the hands to the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Bring your hands to your shins. Pull the shoulders down the back and feel the sit bones spread behind you. Exhale, fold. Tone the low belly. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lift and lengthen again. Hands to shins, long through the spine. Belly in. Exhale, fold, let the head be heavy. Tone the low belly at the very end. One more time, inhale, hands to shins, shoulders down the back, belly in. Exhale, fold. This time on your inhale, root to rise up, extended mountain pose. As you sweep your arms up, look up, exhale, center. Pause here. You can relocate your feet so that they're nice and close to each other. Bow your chin for a moment, close your eyes down, and take a minute to create an intention for the time on your mat today. So a quality or a purpose that you'd like to bring onto the mat with you today. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Try to ignore Michael. Blink the eyes open, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, dive forward with the flat back, find your forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, watch your hands connect. Exhale down through heart center. We're going to do that flow again. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. Exhale, dive forward, flat back, bend the knees as much as you need to. Forward fold, tone the low belly, head hangs. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold, tone the low belly. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Look up, watch them connect. Exhale, down through heart center as you dive forward. One more time through our half sun salutation. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, fold, tone the low belly. Sweep your arms up on your inhale. Exhale, heart center. Pause here for a moment. Okay, we're gonna go through a whole sun salutation now. Okay. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, flat back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step back, lower the knee and crown of the head. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down, nice, slowly, all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift, squeeze the glutes, broaden the chest. Exhale, push up through all fours and back through child's pose for a moment. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, come up to tabletop, tuck the toes and walk the feet up, finding forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen, hands to shins, shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Look up, watch your hands connect. Exhale, go right through center, dive forward, flat back, bend your knees as much as needed. Inhale, lift and lengthen, find that nice long spine.
Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower the knees, nice long spine. Exhale as you slowly lower, keeping those elbows pinned in. And then on your inhale, find your back bend, keeping your feet flat on the ground, pushing up with the chest. Exhale, come through tabletop all the way to child's pose and pausing here for a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale. Inhale, up through tabletop, tuck the toes and take those baby steps to the hands into your forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. We've got one more. Exhale, dive forward, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower the knees, nice long spine. Exhale, lower down, pinning the elbows in. Inhale, sweep the chest up, tone the glutes, pull the shoulders down the back. Exhale, through tabletop, all the way back to child's pose. Pause here. All right, inhale yourself back up to tabletop. Take a minute here to make sure your hands are underneath the shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And then create that structure in your torso, shoulders down the back, belly button pulled up towards the spine. Okay, now I want you to lift your right knee to a hover. So it's hovering right over the mat. Make sure that belly stays in. We're gonna lift the knee to the right. Keep the belly in. Swing it around back. Keep the squareness of the hips and then pull it down underneath you. We're gonna keep doing those circles. So lift that right knee up to the right, swing it back around, keeping your hips square to the ground, and then pull it underneath you. One more just like that. Lift to the side, keeping your hips square to the ground, sweep it around, and then underneath you. Okay, now I'll lift the leg back. We're gonna go reverse. Swing it around to the right. Keep the hips square and then pull it underneath you. Lift up, pull that belly in, shoulders down the back. Sweep that knee to the right and lower it down. One more. Inhale, back up, around, and down. And now lift that leg straight back behind you. Pull the belly in, shoulders down the back. So our right leg is lifted. Give that right foot a little flex so the toes kind of pull towards the shin. And then lift the left arm if you feel steady enough to do so. So a little bit of balance here. Your gaze should be just right out, sort of right in front of the fingertips. Keep the neck long. Pull that belly in. Let that left hand come back down. Lower the toes. Let the heel drop so the hips open. And then open up the arm up above. Find that T position. This is a nice sort of side plank modification. That you're looking overhead with that right arm. Good. Pull the belly in. Squeeze the glutes a little bit and open that chest a little bit to the right. Gaze up or down. And then slowly take that right hand, anchor it back down to the ground as you come up and square the hips. Lift the leg, swing that leg all the way and see how far you can get, if you can get it all the way to the outside of that right hand, okay? So our right foot is now at our right hand. Inhale, right arm up into a twist. Pull the shoulders down the back, twist from the belly and the chest. Bring that right hand to the right knee. Allow that to assist you to come up into a half kneeling position. Okay, so we've got a half kneeling position. Our right leg is forward. Tailbone stretch it down, okay? Square the hip, so right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. You should feel a stretch through that left hip flexor. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. Look up and maybe just decide how far you want to go. You can get a little bit of a back bend if you feel comfortable here. And then exhale, hand down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. This time, both hands up. Inhale. And pause here. You can look for exhale, elbows down, cactus arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Inhale, up. You can look up here if it's comfortable. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale up. And then bring that right hand to the knee, left hand to the mat underneath the left shoulder, and then open up into that twist again. So that right arm is up, that chest is twisting up to the right, left shoulder down the back. Good. And now bring that right hand down to the mat. You might need to heel toe your right foot out so you've got the room to do that. Now see if you can lift that foot and swing it back around and find tabletop. So pull the belly in, see if you can swing it back, find control, tabletop. Good. Cat cow, just in between sides. So exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, look up, round the side of the belly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Neutral spine now. Shoulders down, back in. We're going to start hip circles on the left now. Lifting this left, keep the hips square to the ground, swing it back, find that sort of donkey kick, and then pull it back underneath you. And lift it to the left, keeping the hips square, belly pulled in, swing it back, and pull it underneath. One more like that. Lift, swing it back, pull it underneath. Now we'll go in reverse. Lift it back into that donkey kick position, swing it around into that fire hydrant position, and then underneath. Twice more like that. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they're plugged down the back. Belly's pulled in for structure. One more, lifting to the back, sweeping it around and back down. Good. Lifting that left leg now out behind you. Check in with all the parts. So shoulders down the back, belly pulled in. Now lift that leg, find the hamstring and glute, keep the hips square to the ground underneath you. Give that left foot a little flex, and then add in the arm if you'd like to. So reaching that right arm towards the front of you, that left leg towards behind you. Gaze is down, so you've got a nice long neck, kind of leading with the crown of the head. Lift that bicep, see if you can get it right next to your ear. Bring that right hand down, lower your left toes, ground the heel as you open up the chest and the hips, bringing your left arm up into a T position. And then bringing that bicep towards the left ear. Gaze is either down or up, you can choose. Pull that belly in. Really find that separation of rib cage and hip. Bring that hand back up to a T and ground the left hand. Square the hips. Lift the left leg. Now we're going to swing it around, see if we can get it all the way up to our left hand without touching down. If you have to just kind of grab it and put it up there, it's fine. And then finding that twist here. Shoulders down, belly in. Think about the right hip pulling forward and the left hip pushing back a little bit. So keep the hip square. And now bring that left hand down to the left knee. Come up to a half kneeling position. And then set yourself up. So tailbone stretches down. So we're looking after that stretch in that right hip flexor. You want to square the hip, so left hip pulls back, right hip pushes forward. Left hand, left hip. Inhale, sweep the arm up, shift the weight forward, keep the hip square, and then you can decide how far you go with this. And then inhale, or exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep the arm up, keep the hip square, shift the weight forward, look up, find as much back bend as you might like, and then sweep that hand down. One more time. Inhale, right arm up. Keep the hip square. Exhale down. This time, both arms sweep up. Inhale. For balance, keep your gaze straight. Exhale, cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades at the bottom. Inhale. If balance is good, you can look up. Exhale. It's always good to challenge your balance. If you're wobbly, it's okay. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale it up. Bring that left hand to the left knee. Right hand to the mat underneath the shoulder. Open up one more time into your twist. Right shoulder, pull it down the back. Square the hips, pull the belly in. Twist from the chest. And then bring that left hand inside the left foot. You might have to heel toe that foot out for room. And then again, shoulders down the back, belly pulled in. See if you can lift that leg, sweep it back around you, and find tabletop once again. So set yourself up with good alignment, stacking the joints. And then one more time, cat-cow, moving through some cat-cow with your own breath, just reconnecting mind and body. And then pausing here, letting your hips come back to your heels, and then letting your hips slide to the side, swinging your feet out so that you've got your feet towards me. I don't know if Wi-Fi worked very well. There's like 5 people and they're all gone. It is what it is, I'm sorry. All right, so just finding a seated forward fold. A bend in the knees is fine if you feel like your hamstrings are super tight. What I just want you to feel is both your sit bones equally weighted down into the mat underneath you. Inhale, lift, you lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. I want you to think about creating that long spine. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, hinging from the hips. So prioritizing the long spine here for a couple more breaths. Thinking about leading with the belly button, pushing that belly button towards the thighs so that the sit bones kind of start to rotate behind you. A couple more here. And on your next exhale, if you'd like to round through the back and let the head grow heavy, you can reach out if you can grab your feet or just the ground underneath you, or maybe even your ankles. And again, still trying to lead with the belly button, so folding that belly button towards the thighs. That'll help push those sit bones down and back. Coming up to a seated upright position. Take the right sole of the foot into the inner thigh. It's kind of a flag formation with the legs. So you're gonna sit tall. I want you to have some structure through your left leg. So there's a little engagement there to keep it grounded. Take that right knee and kind of actively pull it towards the ground underneath you. And then rotate your torso so you're a little bit more over your left leg. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. So again, long spine for a couple breaths. So prioritizing that long spine, inhaling and then exhaling, keeping that long spine. Actively pulling that right knee towards the ground. You might feel that through the low back, the outer hip. Next exhale, you can round through the back. Let the head grow heavy. And grab for that foot or ankle or calf. And then inhaling yourself back up to center. Let's take the sole of the right foot now to the ground and take it over the left leg. Bring your right hand right behind your right hip and then pull that shoulder down the back so you can sit tall, and you can bend that left leg if you want to. So inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist to the right. Hug that knee in and across the midline of your body. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders down the back. You can complete that stretch, that twist by looking over the right shoulder. Twisting from the chest and the belly. Slowly releasing out of that twist, uncross the legs, and let's switch sides. So let's find that flag formation with the left leg bent. Structure through that right leg, left knee is pulled towards the ground. Center yourself a little bit more over your right leg. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, we fold. Prioritizing that long spine as much as we can through these next couple breaths. Being in your body while you do so, really kind of checking in with what your body's doing, where you're feeling this. And the next exhale, if you'd like to round and let the head be heavy. And then slowly coming upright, left foot flat on the ground, and bring it over the right leg. Left hand is right behind the left hip, shoulder down the back. Inhale, tall spine. Exhales, we twist to the left. Grab that knee in, sit tall. Open the chest to the left. Complete the twist by looking over the left shoulder. Sitting tall through the spine. Hugging that knee not only in, but across the body. Keep those breaths full and expansive. And then slowly unwinding across the legs. Bring your hands, both of them, right behind your hip, and bend both your legs and your feet almost as wide as your mat. And then try not to shrug the shoulders. You want to really push the ground away, growing tall through the spine. And then we're going to let the knees fall. One side, let's go to the right, and then through the left. And I want you to take these nice and slow, really kind of finding full range, pushing as you fall to the right, pushing the left knee down a little bit more than the right, just kind of getting that internal rotation on that trailing knee. Back and forth a few more times. Just being mindful of the shoulders, try not to sink into them. And then make sure you end on the left since we started on the right. And then coming to stillness, and then finding a comfortable seated position. That could be cross-legged, it could be one leg out, one leg pulled in. If you've got something to sit on and you want to sit on that little elevated surface, you can do that. Hands resting on the knees, just to kind of find that nice long spine. So both sit bones are pointed down, sitting nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a couple of nice, really deep, full breaths. Reconnect to your intention that you set earlier in the practice, that purpose, quality that you wanted to bring into your practice today. Bringing that to the forefront once again. Remembering why you brought that into your practice today. And blinking the eyes open. Inhale, the arms up, look up, reach up. Hands connect, exhale down to the heart center. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. exhale. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Pausing here for a moment. 1 more inhale, up. And pause here. Bring your right hand next to you onto the mat. Exhale, lean to the right. Keep that chest rotated up. That right hand is kind of your fixed hand. You can reach it out. Keep the left sit bone really anchored. So you want to feel a nice stretch between the rib cage and the hip bone. Back up to the center. Relocate that right hand just right behind the right hip. Inhale, look up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Sit tall and twist right around that spine. And completing the twist by looking over the right shoulder. Keep the belly pulled in. It's the chest that's twisting more than anything else. Let's meet at the bottom of your exhale. So all your air out, everything out. Maybe you get just a little bit more out of that twist. And then inhale, untwist, sweep your arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze the elbows, the shoulders. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, cactus, squeeze the shoulders. Inhale, 1 more. Exhale. Inhale up. Now right arm underneath the left, wrap them up. So you can get palms, you can do back of the hands, you can also do hands on shoulders here. Wherever you are, sit tall, belly pulled in. Now create the action of lifting the forearms or the elbows up. And then pull the shoulder blades together just a little bit so the chest stays broadened instead of collapsed. Is right through those forearms or right out in front of you. Breathe. Let's meet at the bottom of your exhale. Everything out. Inhale, unwind the arms. Sweep them up. Look up. Watch them connect. Exhale down through heart center. Pause here. Exhale, push the palms together. Lift those elbows. Tone the belly. And then inhale, release, rest period. Exhale, palms push together. Sit tall, belly in. Inhale, release. Once more. Exhale, palms push together. Sit tall, shoulders down the back. Inhale, release. Exhale, and then inhale. How do I get out of this one? Left hand comes down to the mat. Exhale. We're reaching over across our body with our right arm coming into that side stretch. So that left hand can be your kickstand. Chest is rotated more up. Right sit bone really anchoring so that you can find that separation of rib cage and hip bone. And then come back up to center. Relocate that left hand right behind the left hip. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale as we twist to the left now. Bring that right hand to the outside of the left knee. And slowly completing that twist to the left. And then just being mindful of what your spine is doing. So you want to be nice and tall through the spine as you twist around the spine with the chest. Pull the shoulders down the back. Think about what your belly is doing. You want that belly to be supporting this twist. Let's meet at the bottom of your exhale. So all your air out, all the way to the bottom. And then as you inhale, untwist, sweep your arms up. Look up. Exhale, cactus, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, cactus, squeeze the shoulder blades. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale up. Left arm underneath right. You can find those eagle arms. So left arm underneath right. There we go. It was a test bag. Okay, so sit tall, pull the belly in, the shoulders down the back. Lift, create the action of lifting those elbows and forearms. And then pull the shoulder blades together just a little bit so we're not collapsing through the chest. Find the gazing point. You can close your eyes if you'd like to, if the sun's kind of bothering you. Just find a gazing point through your eyes, like your third eye. Just anchoring that gaze, that internal gaze if you've got your eyes shut. Meet at the bottom of an exhale, all your air out. Inhale, unwind. Sweep your arms up. Watch your hands connect. Exhale down through heart center. Lift the elbows. Exhale, squeeze the palms, shoulders down, belly. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. One more. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release, and let your hands come back to your knees. Close your eyes down for a second. Bow your chin for a moment. Connect to your breath. Blink your eyes open. We are going to transition into onto our back. Anybody want me to shade work for you? No, you're good? Okay, so lay that spine down all the way. And then keep the knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Bring your feet almost as wide as the mat. And then again, just let those knees windshield wiper. Your hip will come up off the ground. That's okay. Just find that nice rocking motion with the hips and knees. Settling in stillness. Bring the heels towards the sit bones. Preparing for your bridge. But before we do bridge, what I want you to do is on an exhale, take your low back and flatten it to the ground. Pull the belly button towards the spine and come light into the tailbone. So you find that bracing through the core. Inhale, release. And that low back will come off the ground. Inhale or exhale, flatten the low back, belly button to spine, tailbone comes light. Inhale, release, let that natural low back. One more time. Exhale. Find the bracing. Inhale, release. This time we're going to use our exhale, do our pelvic tilt, but come all the way up into a bridge. So exhale, low back to the ground, tailbone comes light, and this time the hips scoop all the way up, and then the spine comes all the way up, peeling up one vertebra at a time into your bridge. Good, so you want to feel your feet being driven through the ground through your heel. That's going to get your glute and your hamstring engaged. Try to let go of tension in the shoulders. And then I want you to slowly lower down in reverse. So one vertebrae at a time lays down. Then get the low back to kind of press down into the ground. The belly's going to have to pull in to do that. And then go all the way to the tailbone as you release the low back and belly. All right, let's come back up into bridge. Use that pelvic tilt so the low back flattens, the hips scoop up, and then the spine peels up one vertebrae at a time. Find that bridge all the way at the top. Give those knees a little squeeze so that they're not flaring open. And then come all the way back down. Reverse. Okay, bring that left leg more towards the center of your mat. And then take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Okay, we're going to do a bridge with this figure 4 position. So use your pelvic tilt. So exhale, low back to the ground. Tailbone comes light, then it scoops up all the way into a bridge. Pause here. Try to keep your hips square, so don't let that right hip drop down. Actively pull that right knee gently towards the ground. You don't have to overdo it here. And then feel that engagement of the left side and the stretching of the right. Slowly lowering down with control.
all the way down, and then threading the needle and finding a figure 4 stretch. So grabbing your left hamstring or your left shin, either one, and pulling that left knee towards your chest. As you pull that left knee in, the right knee pushes away a little bit with the right elbow. Breathe into this. Let go of tension in the shoulder, the neck. Release your left foot back to the ground. And you can choose whether you want to cross your legs completely or maybe you want to uncross them for a little gentler of a supine twist. Either way, you're going to let your knees fall to the left, opening up your arms to a T, palms up. You can choose whether you have your legs completely crossed or they're just next to each other. Gazing over the right shoulder. Stay connected to your body with your breath. Catch your mind when that thinking brain starts to take over. Notice that it's taking over. Bring it back to your body. Bring your knees back up to center. If they're crossed, uncross them. And let's set up for our figure 4 bridge. So left ankle on right knee. And then we're going to use our pelvic tilt. So take that low back, flatten it to the mat as you exhale. Scoop the hips up and peel the spine up. You can give your left foot a good flex, so toes towards shin. That'll kind of help keep your knee in an alignment it likes. And then actively try to create the action of that left knee being pulled down towards the ground. Keep the hips square. Don't let that left hip drop, and then check in with your shoulders. Slowly lowering down as controlled as possible in reverse, and then threading the needle and finding that figure 4 stretch on the other side. And then continue to give that left foot a good flex so that the knee stays in good alignment, an alignment it prefers. And then pulling that right knee towards you, left knee away. Check in with your shoulders, even your jaw. Sometimes jaw holds a lot of tension. If your breath has moved to more of a shallow breath, deepen it up, taking that full inhale, full exhale. Slowly releasing that right foot down, and then you're choosing whether you're going to cross your legs completely or uncross and just keep your knees together and let the knees fall to the right. Open up the arms to a T, palms up, and completing the twist by looking over the left shoulder. Slowly bringing the knees back to center. Uncrossing the legs if you cross them. Extend that left leg out long and pull that right knee in towards the chest, but shift it over a little bit so it's more towards the armpit. A little bit more towards the outer side of your rib cage. I want a little bit of structure in your left leg just to keep that left side anchored. And then check in with your shoulders. Maybe let your head fall from side to side. Letting your head be in stillness. Letting go of that knee just a little bit. Finding a half happy baby. So grabbing the knife edge of that right foot. If you can't quite get there, you can grab the ankle. You can also take your arm and pull it into the back of your knee. So again, left side, left leg has got some structure to keep you anchored. You're actively pulling that right knee to the outside of your right rib cage. Check in with your shoulders. Don't hold tension there. Check in with your jaw. You can look side to side with the head if that feels like the right thing to do in this moment. I know you've got sun in your eyes, so you can always just let your head turn to one side. And then slowly lowering that sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. And then finding that sort of figure four or flag shape again in a supine position. Left leg's got some structure so that it stays anchored. Right knee, pull it towards the ground. Inhale the arms overhead. And once they're overhead, you might find that your low back starts to peel up off the ground. So pull that belly button in and begin to create the action of just flattening the low back. It may not flatten to the ground, that's okay. You just don't want to overarch through the low back. Okay, you can keep going all the way up above you on the ground. Yeah, if that feels okay on the shoulders. Your arms are overhead, sweep them back down. You can allow that right hand to come to the outer right knee to help it come together. And then extend that right leg long and pull the left knee in. So pull it in and to the outside of the rib cage. So you're pulling it more towards the armpit. That right leg's got a little bit of structure. Check in with the shoulders, the jaw, the neck. And let your head sway to side, or not. Setting the head in stillness, and then finding that half happy baby on the left side. So actively pulling that knee down to the outer rib cage. Again, that right leg should have a little bit of structure, even the glutes, so that you stay grounded. And then check in with tension in the shoulders, neck, and jaw. Release that foot to the inner right thigh, finding a supine tree position. Again, that right leg has some structure, left knee, pulling it towards the ground, but keeping your hips equally weighted and grounded. If you'd like to, bring your arms up overhead as you inhale. And run that above you. And then just be mindful of the low back. If it came way up off the mat, pull the belly in so that we don't have that extra extension in the low back. Sweep the arms back down to your side. And then you can use that left hand to help that left knee come back up to center. And then finding full happy baby. Both feet up, finding that squat position on the sky, grabbing the outer edge or grabbing the back of the knees. Either way, pulling those knees down towards the outer rib cage. If you feel like you can get pretty far there with your knees to the outer rib cage now, then you can think about stretching the tailbone towards the ground and seeing how much spine you can keep on the ground. And then if you'd like to, you can add some swaying back and forth. You can straighten a leg, straighten both legs, whatever feels right here. Keep that breath nice and steady. Settling into stillness and then releasing your feet, but keeping your legs up and seeing if you can get both legs right up above your hips. If you feel like this is a difficult thing to hold, you can put one leg down and just do one leg up. And I'll give you a halfway. So we're just leaving our legs up. We're having gravity to kind of help the fluid in our legs drain towards our heart. I'm assuming you guys have your eyes closed just because the sun's in there. So with your eyes closed, I want you to think about having your gazing point right between eyebrows, just to keep yourself anchored and present. And then just keep that breath deep. Don't let go of your nice full breaths. A couple more breaths here. And then releasing both feet to the ground. Take your right foot or right leg and extend it up over your right hip. Now, if you can grab your big toe with your peace finger, that's great. If you can't, I want you to think about grabbing your ankle or your calf, or even maybe right behind the knee. You can do it with both hands. Okay, what we're gonna do on our exhales, we're gonna lift our chest, pull the knee towards the head as the head lifts towards the knee. Inhale, release. Good. Let's do it 3 more times. Exhale, lift the chest, pull the knee towards the face. Release on your inhale. Twice more. Exhale, lift. Release. 1 more. Exhale as you lift. Pull the knee in. Inhale, release. Now, keeping that left hip anchored, open up that right leg, and you can kind of help it with your hand as you let it open up. Keep that left hip anchored to the ground, so you're going to have to engage a little bit through that left side. Fold the belly in, shoulders down the back, and then pull it back up to center, and let that right leg come down to the mat. Switch sides. So left leg now is up. Okay, so you're gonna grab peace finger, big toe is great, but not everybody can do that. So the calf or behind the knee is great. Exhale, lift, pull the knee closer to the face. And inhale as a release back down. 3 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Release that. Oh, no, you gotta open it up to the side. So keep that right side anchored. Open up that left leg. Create a little bit of engagement through the left and the right so that you can hold this position without flopping that left leg down. Bring the left leg up, back up over the hip and release it down. And then one more time, opening up those feet almost as wide as the mat and letting the knees fall from side to side. Just getting that little windshield wiper action. The hips will rotate, lift. Coming into stillness in the middle. And then bringing the soles of your feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana. If this feels like too much right now, you can always go into Shavasana. That's where we're headed next. The Supta Baddha Konasana is just a transition into our final resting pose. Close down the eyes. If you've got a shirt or something you want to lay over your eyes, you can grab that. It'll take a minute if you need to. Get yourself comfortable. It's so really nice to block out that sun. Now, as we quiet the body, just take a quick scan from head to toe. Releasing tension along the way as you send your attention to each part of your body. If you're not already there, extending your legs out long into Shavasana. Getting any of the wiggles you need to out of the way. And as we still our body, it can be really hard to stay present and mindful. We've got tennis and aqua aerobics and trucks unloading. There's lots of things happening. So your goal here in this Shavasana is to allow that noise to be, but challenge yourself to stay present and keep that mind in your body, not thinking about the noises that are happening around you. When your thinking brain takes over, just notice it and pull it back in.